Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sunday, September 14th. My name is Berta Proud Dad, as you all know. We're going to kick it off here with our morning live stream. For those of you watching the replay, welcome in. Thank you. I appreciate it. And for those who have followed in the recent days, our following, especially on Facebook, has just blew up. It blew up like crazy, and for that I'm forever grateful. So I appreciate you guys, everybody sharing the content, everybody engaging in the content. It's been a crazy week. It's been an absolutely crazy week, and as we move into a new week, the mission is not going to stop. We're going to continue doing exactly what we've always done, and we just have a little bit more fire under our ass at this point. A couple things we're going to do this morning with the show is, we are going to discuss the vigils that are happening, particularly the one in Calgary. That's where I'm from. There's a counter protest that is scheduled for that. And then we have a couple teachers, one being a University of Toronto professor that participated in counter protests for Canada First, and in all of his Antifa garb, and then talking about an Edmonton public school teacher who, like many of these educators, was involved in putting comments up about Charlie Kirk after his passing in disgusting fashion. So that's what we're going to do here this morning on the live stream. I encourage you guys to share it out. I encourage you guys to tell your friends and family. And if you are watching the replay, like I said, that you guys share it out as well. I appreciate it. So we're going to get right into it here for you guys right now. So we have a vigil happening. That's today in Calgary. At City Hall, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. this evening. If you guys can attend, I know there's one happening in Edmonton as well. I do not have the details on that. So you guys, sorry, I'm just playing with my settings here. I had it all worked out, but I do not have the details on that. But if you guys want to look it up, I do know it's posted on Facebook. There's one in Edmonton and there's one happening in Calgary. I don't know about any other provinces. I am unsure about that. But those are the two that are happening.
There's also one in Bonnyville on Friday, September 19th.
Friday, September 19th, there's one happening in Bonnyville as well. So that'll be good for you guys to attend if you can attend. But that being said, I do need to bring this up because safety of everybody is my priority, 100%. So. There is a counter protest. It was posted on Radio Free Canada. Radio Free Canada. Can somebody let me know if my signal's okay? On my end, it's telling me my signal is not good. The connection is unstable. If you're on Wi-Fi, try plugging into your router. If somebody in the comments can do that for me, I would appreciate it. And then we're going to get back to the live stream here. Anyway. So everything seems good. Okay, perfect. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you for doing that for me. So yes, there's a counter protest that is scheduled. Radio Free Canada, which is a far left Facebook group, pretty much Antifa, is planning a counter protest for people who are going to mourn. People are going to mourn. And they figured that this would be a good time for them to get more attention because that's what they're after, right? Let's be honest. That's what they're after, is attention. They're attention whores, and they want to disrupt everything good in society. And that's what they do. So this post is on Radio Free Canada. The racist fascists are gathering. Get your cameras and come on down. Sunday, September 14th, 2025. Edmonton Legislature Building, 8 to 9:30. Like, share, be there. So counter protest is scheduled for Edmonton. Post your pics to find out where the racist, fascist, Christian nationalists are. Bonus if you find out where they work. So this is how not smart they are. I can't think of one employer in their right mind that would fire an employee for attending a vigil. That would be absolute PR nightmare. That would be a PR nightmare if they were to do that. So I just want to point that out. Okay. So if you are planning to go to Edmonton, there is a counter protest. Now, Radio Free Canada, who are they? Well, it's not, they're woke. They're absolutely woke, right? They pride themselves on it, and they got the Antifa symbol there, and they're not inclusive. They claim to be inclusive, but they are far from being inclusive. And this is the admin of the page, Darren Howard. If you go to his personal Facebook page, if he hasn't locked it down after I called his ass out, the guy is full of far left rhetoric, absolutely full of far left rhetoric. And I don't know what he's trying to achieve here. Probably social media fame and influence. But you know, he owns a cleaning company. That's all I know about him, and that's all I really care to know about this guy. He claims to be in Edmonton, so keep an eye out for Darren Howard while you're there. He's going to have a camera guaranteed, and he's going to be the first one, if you touch him, to call the cops. I guarantee you. These people are fucking cowards. Absolute cowards. If Darren would put the camera down for a second, and I'll put my camera down, I would have no problem having a discussion with Mr. Darren Howard. I can tell you that right there. But you can't trust a guy like that, because he'll call the cops on you like that. That's what they hide behind. That's what these Antifa fucks hide behind. They want to garner a reaction. They want to use that reaction against you so they can get clout. And I refuse to give that to them. I absolutely refuse to give that to them. So yeah, so that's Radio Free Canada. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, they're planning a counter protest, and there's their admin, Darren Howard. Keep an eye out for him in Edmonton. I don't want any harm to come to Darren Howard. I just want you guys, you don't know what this guy's going to do. If you look at his posts on social media, he's unglued as unglued comes. And I just wanted to be clear about that. All right, yesterday, you guys remember, I did a show, and we exposed a teacher in Brooks, Alberta, who wrote social media posts in regards to Charlie Kirk, and we called for his resignation. What I am hearing since that show is he is suspended at this point, and he's not really taking any accountability. I was also given screenshots of the mother harassing a woman in town in regards to a social media post. So the mother of Brent Mayer, excuse me, harassing. And when I told the girl who was being harassed, I said, send the show to the mother and tell her she can come on my show and harass me all day. So that's my open invite to her. If you guys know who this mother is, make sure you send her this video. Tell her she can come onto my show for exposing her son and harass me all day on the show, and justify his actions to the thousands of people that are going to watch the live stream and the replay. I have no problem having open dialogue and discussion with her about that. It's not a big deal for me. So we did that. So in the spirit of doing that, we're going to move on to University of Toronto professor A.W. Pete to the University of Toronto likes to cosplay as an Antifa terrorist. These people teach our kids time to clean up the schools, elementary and university, time to clean it up. So yesterday there was a Canada First protest in Toronto, I believe. Yeah, it was Toronto. And this is a professor at the University of Toronto. This is all the information I have right now. But these are the people. These are the people that are teaching your young adults, that are teaching your kids. And if you're a parent out there and you're paying for your child's education, university education, I think you have a say in this matter. You know, you guys got all those anti-fascists. Let's be honest. They hide behind being anti-fascist, but they prop up fascism. They actually do. These are the same people who, when Charlie Kirk was assassinated, came out and cheered it. And that's fascism, folks. When you are cheering somebody dying for their free speech, that's fascism. So don't let them hide behind anti-fascism. And yeah, I just wanted to expose Professor A.W. Pete of the University of Toronto. And there he is, right, in the flesh, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to move on to this post. This post was sent to me yesterday, and I just want to be clear and concise. I did try to DM this teacher, Janessa Lowe, out of Edmonton Public Schools, gave her the benefit of the doubt. This was my conditions. I DM'd her. I said, hey, I'm going to be exposing you on my live stream tomorrow for your comments on Charlie Kirk as an educator. I find it very disgusting that you make comments like, I don't support what happened to Charlie, but Charlie supported what happened to Charlie. He did not support. He said it was just realistic. And that's what happens, because if you get rid of firearms, so if you get rid of the Second Amendment, gun violence won't change, because illegal firearms exist. Drugs have been illegal forever in this country, and people are dying of opioids and dying of overdoses every single day. So as an educator, I'm calling you out because you don't get the whole story. You just put it out there based on feelings, and you're supposed to be responsible for educating our kids. So I gave her the benefit of the doubt. I said, I'm going to be exposing you. So you can either, there's two options. You can come on my show with me. You can do a public apology, explain your end of what you actually meant by this, or you're just going to have to deal with the repercussions of your actions in the video I create in the live stream I have. And this is, she never got a hold of me. She never got back to me. So we do know she's active on social media because, well, she made this post. So I don't support what happened to Charlie, but Charlie supported what happened to Charlie. This is an educator. This is somebody who is educating your students in Edmonton as an elementary school teacher at the Edmonton Public Schools. And it doesn't surprise me, she went to the University of Lethbridge. Lethbridge is full of NDP activists, full of them. And that's her right there, ladies and gentlemen, where she did a post this year saying she was out of the classroom for over 3 years and I can't wait to step into one again. Well, I don't know how that's going to work out for you there, Janessa. I'm not 100% sure, but you know what? You do you, Janessa. So that's kind of where we're at, right? That's what these people are doing. Let's get to some comments and let's see. Let's get to some comments in here. I'm going to get to the point where turning these people won't have good for them. Could you imagine? You can only push men so far. Rob, that's what they want, though. And I want to be absolutely clear with this point. This is what they want. They want to use your reaction against you. If there was no cameras, if there was no social media, if there was no clout for them to get, they would not be interested in much, right? But what they're really after is to go and disrupt something, disrupt people, garner a reaction. And then when that reaction happens, whether they get punched in the face, whether they get bear sprayed, if it turns violent, they will turn around to be the first people to say, I'm the victim. That's exactly what they're going to do, right? And we've seen this over and over and over again. I just got let go from a job, no reason given, but I accuse them of not being inclusive. The employer has the age group of 20 to 30. The blame is on everyone else. I'm not too sure what that comment means, but sorry for you getting let go of your job. That sucks balls. I'm sorry for that. Good morning from Newfoundland. What's up, Newfoundland? How you doing? These teachers need to be fired, says Karen. 100%. 100% they need to be fired. They especially in elementary school, right? An elementary school where you're already pushing divisiveness and you're not even telling the whole story. I bet you she doesn't even know what the Second Amendment is, but she feels that she can speak on it, right? Go Berta Dad. I'm a new listener and appreciate you standing. Love the slogan, unapologetically conservative. Well, you know what? You know where unapologetically conservative comes from, right? Unapologetically conservative comes from the fact that we will not sit down. We will not die on our knees. And now more than ever, like I've said this before, we have to wear our opinion. They have been waving everything in our faces for far too long. So I put it on pieces of clothing. I get people out there wearing it. And trust me, they're wearing it. Berta Proud Mom's right there right now. She's been shipping orders all weekend after her day job just to make sure you guys get your merch. And she's doing it as fast as she can. So it's a supporter. It's a supporter funded channel, ladies and gentlemen. And I believe in wearing your opinion on your sleeve. So go to bertaprouddad.com. Go get unapologetically. This is the #1 selling next to the elbows down, ass up shirt. I will tell you that right now. So go grab it. Multiple colors. We appreciate you. Cancel culture is getting the Uno reverse card at this moment. Well, the thing is I'm not looking at canceling people. I'm looking at holding them to account. That's what I'm looking at doing. What were you going to say?
I was going to say with the teacher strike in the forefront here, it doesn't really boast well. All these teachers getting called out for their behavior.
No, because I was talking to Berta Proud Mom this morning, and I said they're going to strike at the high school in town, and I'm going to be there with my camera. And I'm going to be asking the tough questions, and I'm going to want to ask them what have they done to call out the teachers, their co-workers, against how they reacted to the death of Charlie Kirk. And I want answers, and then I want to ask them, are you bringing that sort of stuff into your classroom, and are you leaving the curriculum to put your personal values and beliefs onto teachers? I'm going to be asking tough questions. I guaranteed I get kicked out of the protest though, or the strike, the line, or whatever you want to call it, the picket line. Hi, Cozy Vicky. Hi from Ridgeway, Ontario. Big fan of yours and what you do. Lived in Alberta for over 10 years. I'll be back with like-minded citizens of yours one day. Well, we'll welcome you back. We'll welcome you back, Cozy Vicky. Have a great day. All educators needed to be fired if they're laughing. Yes, absolutely, Jeremy. You are not wrong. A young girl was stabbed 5 times on the subway in North Carolina. Should be bad knives. And this is the thing, right? It happened. We all saw that, and it was absolutely disgusting. So this is the thing, MJ Smith. I don't know what school she's at. I couldn't find what school she was at. But in the power of social media, I can guarantee you somebody knows who she is. That's why it's important every time I do this stuff. We share it out there. We get it out to the world. But she works for Edmonton Public Schools. So if we can do that, that would be great. I'll wear it. Jody is going to go and grab some unapologetically conservative gear. We appreciate all the support. And like I said, they've waved this stuff in our faces long enough. It's time for us to be loud, be proud, wear it out. I wear this out all the time. The amount of support I get is awesome. It's absolutely awesome. And Mandy is wearing theirs right now. So thank you. I appreciate that. The fact is, we can't change extremists. They will call us fascists and Nazis. What we have to do, like Charlie was leading, is our youth. We have to be louder, more events, show this younger generation we are true, united under the idea of loving country and our neighbors. So I will tell you, just before this live stream started, I've been getting a lot of comments about people saying we need to start a Turning Point Canada. So I'm not going to steal anybody's idea. That is not something I want to do. So I reached out to Turning Point and I wrote them an email and I basically said, listen, there is huge calls for Turning Point USA to be Turning Point Canada. I think you guys need to do something like this. And I didn't say it like that, but I just basically told them I would be willing to, in whatever capacity you guys is needed, to help you spearhead that in Canada. So just doing my best, doing my due diligence, and we'll see if they get back to me. Right now, I can only imagine they're inundated with messages, right? I look forward to tuning in to hear what you have to say, and I stand with you, and I'm excited to receive an email that my shirts are on the way. Oh, you received an email. Nadine received an email that her shirts are on the way. Well, thank you, Nadine, for your support. I appreciate it. Nice. Awesome. Jay. Veteran here is going to the vigil in Edmonton tonight. Wondering how many vets will be going tonight. Thinking we can meet someone near the vigil and come up with some strategy for security and overwatch for the vigil until it's over. Especially if that freak from Radio Canada and supporters will be there. PM me. There you go. There you go. Jay, thank you for your service, buddy. And thank you for what you're going to do tonight. We got Dylan, also a supporter, also wearing mine right now. Thanks, Dylan. Appreciate that, buddy. Consequence culture is in order now. You're right, Karen. You are. From an American conservative and Charlie fan, keep up the great work. Thanks, Ron. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. We're trying to get through these as much as we can, guys. Just a FYI, teachers were told that they won't be getting strike pay. They won't be picketing. That was told. Really, Ron? Really? What I don't understand, though, is the strike pay wouldn't come from the government, right? So the strike pay comes from the union. So what did the union do with the strike pay funds? That would be my question, right?
Are you saying a union might be corrupt?
Oh yeah, right. Like yeah, exactly. Samuel, young impressionable minds getting skewed by the wokeism is a scary thing. I know of a friend's daughter who was influenced by her school and classmates as well as social media into questioning her sexuality. She wanted to identify as them, and said she likes women. Her mom said, "I support you, but do you really feel this way?" She said she wanted to fit in. This mindset is harming the younger generation and causing unnecessary crisis. This is one other example of woke BS. Yes, you're absolutely correct. So back in the day, how we dealt with people exploring their sexuality is they just explored it. The schools didn't get involved, and the parents dealt with it accordingly. It boggles my mind today that the schools want to be involved with every aspect of our child's life. Their job is to be educators. That is it. You don't worry about what's in their pants. You don't worry about who they're sleeping with, and you don't promote or encourage anything to do with that. It boggles my mind. It's disgusting. But when you raise little activists and then you get those activists into school who project activism and really influence activism, and then they get into the education system as teachers, as activists, they try to indoctrinate little activists. It's just a vicious cycle. We have to break that chain. We have to break that link, ladies and gentlemen.
I have a comment. I always have comments, but so here's an example. So if all of a sudden an adult, not a teacher, just an adult, starts paying extra attention and wanting to know little things about your children, are you not going to step in and be like, "This is weird, what's going on?" Mm-hmm. So why are we allowing teachers to do it?
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, teachers we don't know them. Mm-hmm.
Well, I think a lot of it, and a lot of people won't like this, is parents are lazy. Parents are lazy. They're not involved with their child's education. And again, it might not only be lazy, right? Some of them definitely are lazy, because I've seen it firsthand, and I know you guys have probably seen it firsthand. But the thing is a lot of them, mom's working 2 jobs, dad's working 2 jobs, they're trying to keep food on the table, and this was all by design, right? Allow the state to raise the kids and indoctrinate them and keep the parents busy working to be slaves to the system to pay the taxes. That's exactly what we have going on. So no, I redact part of that. Not all parents are lazy. They're either lazy or too busy. And we've both seen parents who are lazy, and we've all seen parents who are too busy, right? I think we can all agree on that. We got Theon. I'll definitely be ordering my gear soon. Thanks, Theon. And right now, today only, if you use promo code UNITY at checkout on orders over $100, that's UNITY at checkout, you're going to save a little bit of money. So if you're thinking about getting some stuff, guys, go there today and grab it. Turning Point Canada is already underway. Perfect, Matthew. Perfect. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. I just hope the people that are doing it are from Turning Point USA, and somebody didn't decide to go and start Turning Point Canada, because 1, they're going to get sued, and 2, you're just stealing people's ideas. So I really hope that Turning Point USA is actually the ones behind Turning Point Canada. Just saying. Dara, hopefully I pronounced that right. Jay Bowerman, veteran here also. I wish I could make it, but I retired back home. I hope many showing support. I do too, Dara. I do too. Want to be involved in any manner starting up Turning Point Canada. Well, if Turning Point Canada gets back to me, I will definitely be doing something to let people know. Folks, I'm Avid from the Turning Point Canada Facebook page. We have been in contact with you. Okay, perfect. Perfect, Matthew. Send me a link to your page if you don't mind. Perfect. That's good for me to hear, because you get a lot of people who are trying to do stuff off the backs of others. And yeah, but I'm happy that you guys are involved with Turning Point USA. So that's amazing work you guys are doing. Thank you for doing that, Matthew. Karen said, great point, Berta Proud Mom. If you guys are not following Berta Proud Mom on Facebook, make sure you give her a follow on Instagram as well. And she had a TikTok page, but we don't spend too much time over on TikTok anymore, just for obvious reasons. All right, we got to the bottom of the comments here. You're so right. Parents need to parent with a backbone. They do. And I'm really not saying that all parents are lazy. I want to go back to that, right? I'm saying that either they're lazy and they're not involved with their child's education, which we've seen, or they're too busy working, trying to put food on the table, trying to get the bills paid, trying to keep the mortgage up, or not live out of a car, and they don't have time. And that's all by design. That's all by design. I agree with the idea of not stealing it, but uniting under it. They've done a great job in the States, and we'd love to see. Yes, exactly. And that's kind of what I mean, Justin, is be under one banner, a sense of governance, somebody running the show, you know, through their communication, through whatever it might be. I think it's a great idea. I really do. I really do. Let us know how to be involved in Turnabout USA here in Canada. Zoe, I expect I'm going to get some information on that from the people who are running that Facebook page after their Zoom meeting. I really hope so. And, you know, I want to see this turn into a very large movement. So I'm super excited about that. So again, I just wanted to go back to, if you guys are just joining us, welcome in. If you're on the replay, welcome in as well. I do want to remind you guys of the Charlie Kirk vigil happening tonight in Calgary and in Edmonton, 7 p.m. to 8:30 at Calgary City Hall. I don't know where the Edmonton one is, but I'm sure you guys can look that up. I would appreciate it. I might say right here, actually, on these legislature building in Edmonton is where they're going. And I want to remind you of the counter protests that are happening. This is Radio Free Canada. They are a woke, socialist, fucking, I don't even know what you would even call it, domestic terrorist organization at this point. And yeah, exactly. Woke. It's not the insult you think it is. These people are looking to incite hatred, incite violence. That's literally what they're looking at doing. That's what they want. They want the reaction. So I want you guys to be careful. I want you guys to understand this is what these people are after. And the admin of that group is Darren Howard, and he claims he's going to be in Edmonton. He claims he's going to be there, and he wants you guys to bring your cameras and post your pics to find out where the racist, fascist, Christian nationalists are, and bonus if you find out where they work. My question to Darren is, are you going to show up at our job? That would be my question to Darren, because I would love for Darren to show up at my house. That's what I would love. So there's an open invite for you, Darren. You can show up at my home. Okay, buddy? We can have a discussion and conversation. You won't, though. You won't. They never do. They have to be in their flocks and in their numbers, and that's what they do. Because I'm not scared of these fucks, right? Like I'll tell you, I was at a protest in downtown Calgary one time, and an Antifa fuck was in a tree, and I was live streaming it, and he kept throwing branches at me. And this is how I know this is what they want, right? And I told him, I said, if you throw one more branch at me, I'm going to jump up in that tree and throw you the fuck out of it. And he said, that's what I want. That's what I want you to do. So do it. And he kept tagging. And then that point, I was like, yep, that's what these guys want. They want us to react, and then they want to use it against us. It's exactly what they want to do. Let's get back to some comments here. I don't know if there's anything happening in Winnipeg. I heard there wasn't, but I don't know. As we know, and it's unfortunate, schools are treated like babysitters. Parents are so under the gun to pay bills, especially don't have time to really check at the schools, but they better start. Bob, you want to know something, though? There is no excuse for that. I worked out of town. My wife was working full-time. We were raising 4 kids, and we always had time to check in on our kids' education. Always. We always did. So I do understand that people are busy, and that's why they're not doing it, because they don't think they have time. But I want to tell them that it's your duty as a parent to make the time. It is. Back in the 80s, the government spawned part-time. And I said back then we were going to be in 50 years and parents can only get part-time, no benefits. Yes, exactly. Ontario is too liberal. If we try one here, I doubt it would be respected and clashes would ensure. Look what happened in Toronto. Yep, exactly. But in Toronto was the exact same thing, right? They were looking for a reaction. And that is, Deb, how the sick mind works. These people are not logical. These people are unhinged. These people are completely unhinged. And they want nothing more for us to lose everything. You know, just look at Brent Mayer that we exposed yesterday, the Brooks teacher, right? And then how he looks next to Darren Howard, right? These people have a look to them that they are unhinged. And we're not going to stop exposing them, right? And then we have Janessa Lowe, right? An elementary school teacher who doesn't understand what Charlie actually said when it came to the Second Amendment, right? So that's the thing, guys. We're not going to stop. We're not going to stop exposing these people for who they are. It's our duty as adults. It's our duty as parents. Take political parties out of it. It's good versus evil at this point. It's literally good versus evil. That's what we're living in right now. Turning Point Canada link right here. Thank you. Appreciate it. Maybe I should hold one of my property here or do it, Nadine. The more the merrier. The more the merrier. So welcome everybody. 253 over on X, 75 on Facebook, 2 on the YouTube. And the YouTube is, I don't even know, like I said this before, I don't even know why we post to YouTube anymore. YouTube is done for us basically. Nothing really happens. And I don't even know if anybody even uses, well, I guess there are, because I have seen people in some pretty big live streams on YouTube, and I use YouTube, but yeah, for my sort of content, way back when I got flagged, and YouTube has just flagged me forever. And I think it's one of those platforms where once you're flagged, you're done. Whereas on Facebook, if you get a violation, it's a year. It's 1 year you got to sit in this violation for before they pull you out of it. Instagram's the exact same way. Parents have to be re-engaging their child lives and checking on who their friends are. Yes, 100% preach it. And not handing them an iPad or spending copious amounts of time. So yes, absolutely, Jody, 100%. 2 weeks after the assassination attempt on Donald Trump in PA, I had attended a Trump rally in Reading, Pennsylvania. That's where Harris protesters sanctioned off their own, I remember this, their own small section. I've never seen so much hate, yelling, swearing, and inappropriate gestures. Not one conservative lashed back at them. I'm praying that the vigil in Calgary will be the same. Let's show the leftists we are all a respectable group. Thank you for what you do. Mike, thank you for that. I appreciate it. We're seeing a major shift here in Newfoundland. We have a provincial election coming, and let me tell you, a lot of blue signs are notoriously liberal areas. Yes. So there is a shift happening right now. People are leaving the left after the Charlie Kirk assassination, and not necessarily because Charlie Kirk was assassinated. They're leaving the left because they see how the left acted in that moment. In that moment where people are grieving, in that moment where people's hearts are with Erica and the 2 small children, and with Turning Point USA, people are saddened by this. There's a huge hole in the freedom of expression and freedom of speech movement in America, in North America, in the world, and people are seeing how leftists reacted to this, and that was their line in the sand. They said, I do not want to be part of this. So they're moving over to the conservative side. And there's tons of videos out there that you can search on TikTok or Instagram where it's leftists saying, I'm done. I am leaving my party. I am finished with my party, and I'm over it. Never got the opportunity to thank Charlie Kirk for allowing me to be part of a documentary called Identity Crisis. Thank you, Charlie Kirk. Rest in peace. This is Adam Vina, everybody. Adam Vina has been on the show before back in the day. He's an awesome dude, and he's got a wicked story to tell, and he does a lot for activism in California, and I would say in the United States. So Adam, thanks for being here, buddy, on Facebook. Really appreciate it, brother. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, guys. That's kind of what we're going to continue to do after the death of Charlie Kirk, and how I saw the left and how angry I got. I something has reignited in me. A fire has reignited in me, and you're going to. I don't care anymore. It's not like I cared a lot before, but now I care about my country. I care about freedom of expression, freedom of speech. I care about the children, and I don't want these sick teachers indoctrinating our kids anymore. So I'm going to speak up against it. And I've seen on social media large content creators saying they've lost a lot of people as followers in the last week. That hasn't happened here. So I'm proud that I have established a base of people who watch me on the daily who have a spine, who actually want to stand up for what they believe in. So I'm thankful for that. I'm extremely thankful for that. Samuel, thanks again for what you do and taking the time to read my comments. See you tonight. See you later, buddy. People with malicious intentions often misinterpret what Charlie wanted to convey. Well, they always do, Natasha. Let's start there. They always do. They manipulate the conversation. They weaponize the words, and then they turn around and use it against us. And then when we turn it around and use it against them, because we know what was originally intended for, they weaponize it again, claim the victim, and then use it against us again. It's just a cycle. He was given advice from the Bible and trying to help but for someone who does not want to accept the truth, it's difficult to explain the value of what is being offered. Charlie showed respect towards Black people, and many of them follow him. 100%. When someone claims that he hates Muslims, such individuals should be confronted with reality. For example, through direct contact with Muslims in everyday life. I don't know the rest of your comment there. I can't get it. Carol, as ever said, the left is a mind virus. College, university, just constant drip of left. 100%, Carol. 100%. So that's where we are, guys. That's what I wanted to bring to you guys this morning. Just a little recap of what happened this week. I wanted to expose a couple teachers, the university professor. We'll put them back up here. We've got the university professor in Toronto. That's Professor A.W. Pete. Mr. Antifa is what we're going to refer him to as. And then we have Janessa Lowe, who is basically not understanding anything that Charlie said. And she's an elementary school teacher. No place on social media for this. Janessa, absolutely no place. And yesterday we exposed Brent Mayer. But I do really encourage you guys to show up to the vigils in memory of Charlie Kirk. Calgary City Hall, the Edmonton Legislature. That's tonight, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. I really do appreciate you guys for being here. I appreciate all you guys who support the channel. Please, if you can, there's something for everybody. Wear it loud, wear it proud. Please go check out my website, bertaprouddad.com, and pick up something for everybody. You guys have yourself a wonderful Sunday. Much love.